Okay. Hopefully, y'all can hear me okay. It's been a minute since we've had to do this. Jared Smith here with the Carolina Weather Group. It is later than we'd like for a tornado warning, but that is indeed what we are dealing with right now on Seabrook Island and Kiowa Island. We have the potential for a quick spin up tornado with storms coming in off the ocean. This is a possibility throughout the evening um, as storms cross a weak stationary front. Here's your area of rotation. This is kind of just north of Seabrook here. Let's zoom in a little bit more, see if we can't figure out some of the roads that are being affected here. But again, right now, there is certainly the risk for a tornado, kind of splitting the difference between Seabrook and Kiowa right now. This is going to head towards Maybank Highway from Rockville over to Wadmalaw in the next 30 minutes if this stays going here. So again, here's your rotation right here. There's your circulation. And we'll go back to the reflectivity product here, and you can see that there is a little bit of an inflow notch here. And if there is a tornado, that is where it could be. Now, let me go to correlation coefficient. We can try and see if maybe something is down, and there's some noise in this correlation coefficient. I don't think that this is necessarily down. Looking at some other radar products right now, it looks like the circulation is approaching. I'm not really getting a hit on street names of some of this, but this is a running parallel to Lemoyne Lane on Seabrook right now. This is heading towards the Betsy Carrison Parkway, and has eyes on Johns Island and Wadmalaw. So, but primarily Wadmalaw, it appears about 20 minutes or so from Maybank Highway here. So let's get this back to reflectivity. Put this in motion here, and you can see kind of what we're dealing with. There's your circulation right there, just north of where it says Seabrook Island there. And we will zoom in on that a little bit more. And again, I'll go dual pane here so you guys can kind of see. And that really is tightened up here in the last few minutes. That is a really tight circulation showing up, splitting the difference between Kiowa and Seabrook right now. And again, this is going to head calling out some more streets. This is going to head towards Seabrook Island Road. This is the traffic circle there where you choose whether you're going to go on to Kiowa or Seabrook. This is a pretty dangerous situation for those areas. So I'm going to get a tweet out real quick. So again, and I know that this is a you're kind of watching my whole screen here as I do this right now. But again, we have that the strong indication of rotation. Um, And the other thing that we've been dealing with here has been flash flooding. We don't have any flash flood warnings in effect, but we certainly have seen the potential for quite a bit of flooding here. We've had rain rates 2 to 4 inches an hour over on Edisto. It looks like that's finally lifting out, but again, we have the tornado warning here uh, north of Seabrook. And again, there's your circulation right here. Again, this is getting close to that traffic circle where basically you kind of split off. It's like I'm going to go to Kiowa or I'm going to go to Seabrook, and there's your traffic circle kind of right here. So that is getting very close to that traffic circle. And again, this is going to cross the Stono here and start approaching Maybank Highway at Wadmalaw in the next few minutes. So uh, getting a little busy here again. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to figure out how I'm going to take this live on Instagram as well. Um, I'm not going to be able to use the same stream This will be interesting. Um, I will try my best to get this thing mounted in a way that we can show them a radar as well. So, Instagram, hi. Uh, Jared here with Charleston Weather. Um, Thank you to all of y'all for joining in. We have a tornado warning. We have a tornado warning on Seabrook Island right now. I'm going to take that in a little bit closer here. We have the risk for a possible tornado that is approaching Seabrook Island, kind of splitting the difference between Seabrook and Kiowa. Um, and I will circle that here. Let's do that in a couple pins there. So there's your circulation. Again, we got our circulation right north of Seabrook here. Let me take that out. There's no good way for me to do this, unfortunately. So I'm just going to be kind of holding my phone and running radar at the same time while we're streaming here live on the Carolina Weather Group, Charleston Weather, Facebook, Twitter, all over the place here. In fact, yeah, that's a good idea. Probably should cross post that stuff. So again, watching this this area circulation approaching the traffic circle, where you kind of make that decision where you're going to go to Seabrook, you're going to go to Kiowa. It's approaching that traffic circle now, the end of Betsy Carrison Parkway here. The rotation is, pretty well defined. I'm going to go over to another source of radar here for my Instagram folks. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to show this to you very easily elsewhere, but this is a rotation product over here. In fact, let me see what I can do with that. Give me just a second, folks. I'm kind of in the middle of some upgrades as of late, and I think I may be able to get you this. So give me just a second. Let me do that. And sources. Let me get. And I apologize here, but again, if you're anywhere on Kiowa, Seabrook right now, generally, if you're closer to the ocean course on Kiowa, you're probably okay. It's just kind of splitting the difference here, heading down Christine Drive, and let's see what other streets I can pull up here. Yeah, Betsy Carrison Parkway right now, you are under the gun for possible tornado with some rotation showing up on radar. We'll go back over here and you can see there's your tornado warning. Here's your circulation is right here. That's your center of circulation there. If there is anything on the ground, that's potentially where it could be. Pulling up the correlation coefficient product, and don't see much in the way of any debris being lofted, and that's good news. Don't see any signs of debris being thrown up into the air here, so that's a good sign. But still, there's certainly the possibility that you could get a quick spin-up tornado here. Weather Service letting us know that the circulation passed over Cacique near Freshfields Village and then is headed on towards Oak Point. So again, if you're in those areas, if we just called that out, we need you in shelter. Lowest floor, interior room or closet, and and just just hunker in for a little bit. Seabrook, I will say that this is almost behind you, and we're going to start to turn our attention closer up to Johns Island. Again, Betsy Carrison Parkway right now, you are under the gun. Looks like this is going to go right up Betsy Carrison Parkway. It's going to cross over onto Wadmalaw. If indeed this holds up. Again, there's a really strong instability gradient here. And my Instagram folks, you're really lucky because you're going to get to see kind of the the nerve center here of ABU, of the kind of the how we do things here. So I apologize for that. But what I'm showing our folks over on Instagram right now is the instability. So we have a very strong instability gradient right here, about 900 to 1,000 joules of Cape, but that falls off very quickly as you get inland. So with any luck, this should hopefully disorganize rather quickly as Trace Thompson hits a home run against the Padres. We're kind of multitasking here tonight on the Carolina Weather Group, but this is how it goes. So here's your circulation. Now, because it's going to run parallel to Betsy Carrison and eventually Bohicket Road. And so this is continuing to move inland. Now we got a question about Goose Creek. There is is there a chance for a tornado in Goose Creek? I would say that risk is very, very low. This is honestly, this is not entirely unsurprising considering the nearby front, but also the probability is very low, just in general, and it gets lower as you get inland because again that instability gradient. When we pan this back around, I'm going to zoom out a little bit. You get up into Goose Creek, you got virtually nothing here, very little energy to work with. And the wind shear vectors turn in a somewhat more unfavorable way. So again, not too concerned about that. We have questions about Bears Bluff Road. Let me go grab that real quick. Again, if your phone is if you're here, your phone went off for a tornado warning. The best thing that you can do right now is just get in a shelter away from windows and really put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Yeah, this is going to get close there to Johns Island High School at Maine. The path is generally in West Ashley's direction. However, I don't believe the circulation is going to hold that long. We're already starting to see some signs that this is broadening out a little bit. This was a little bit tighter a few scans ago. And so, so there's certainly some signs that this is broadening out. So we are. So again, we're getting some reports of some crazy lightning over here on the Carolina Weather Group stream, and yeah, we have a little bit of a cluster of lightning just showing up over Wadmalaw here over 700. So again, we had some questions over the Instagram account that I'm using. It's at CHSWX. This is Carolina Weather Group, Charleston Weather live coverage, kind of working together. Had a question about Ravenel. You're fine. I think this is going to, the vector of this is going to stay well away from you, it looks like. Let me see if I can get that to draw here. Here's Ravenel. There's your storm. I don't think that this is going to be a problem for Ravenel. So getting reports of, a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder, and that is to be expected. These storms have been kind of intensifying a little bit as we've gone through the evening here. The tornado warning continues and is moving north at 5 miles an hour. So the Weather Service later update, severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Seabrook Island, moving north at 5. Still a radar indicated rotation, but certainly something that we're going to be very, very cognizant of here. So again, in the north end, yeah, let's see. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So again, if you're along Bohicket, all right, if you're along Bohicket near Betsy Carrison, where it turns into Betsy Carrison is where this turns into 2 lanes. Where Bohicket turns into 2 lanes. That's kind of the danger zone right now, as far as where the potential rotation is. Now, I will also say, as I go to the storm relative product, again, here's your broadening circulation. So with any luck, we can get rid of this in a few minutes. But again, still watching this closely. Got some questions. Kane/Road. I'm going to go try and find that again with our GIS. Sometimes. I don't get it. Sometimes the road query doesn't always give me the thing that I want. So, keeping that in mind. Right now, if we're looking at where the circulation is, it is approaching River Road at Betsy Carrison right now. So if you're at River Road and Betsy Carrison, it looks like the worst of the rotation, the strongest rotation is going to get there. Let me switch. Let me get a couple other things going here. And keep in mind, I'm doing this with one hand. I'm literally holding my phone at this point. So again, Wadmalaw Island on generally a decent chunk of Wadmalaw, or kind of the northern bound of the tornado warning is around is around there. So I got that going here as around Maybank Highway. So again, just getting things together here so I can show you, so I can give you a little bit more of a look as far as what the input here. I think that's not gonna work. Let me see here. And I apologize for the technical difficulties here. We're kind of working on some kind of been working on some new things, and sometimes that bites you in the rear when things start to head south. So, starting to feel pretty good rumbles here in West Ashley as well. I'm in West Ashley, and we're starting to feel some good rumbles here. But again, there's your circulation. What do the reds and greens means? The red is the wind going away from the radar, and the green is going towards the radar. And so where you have that, where that comes together, there's your circulation. That's where we could potentially see tornadic circulation forming. But again, um, the radar image is starting to get a little bit noisier here. The other thing too, folks, is that this isn't the main event here. The main event by far is rain, and we're going to have we have some training heavy rain coming ashore at Kiowa right now. And this is going to be moving north into West Ashley. The rain is going to be the thing to be worried about. It's going to be moving north into West Ashley, James Island, John's Island, and eventually downtown, which just can't catch a break. Um, it's just going to be it's been kind of maddening here. So, but again, a lot of people hearing thunder and lightning right now. As as you see me kind of pivoting around here on the screen a little bit, it's kind of winging this arrangement. But um, looking at looking at the radar there, yeah, it looks like this is trying to tighten back up again a little bit here. You can see that inflow notch is getting a little bit better defined. Um, uh, on At this point, we're on John's. So at this point, this is on John's Island. This is still running parallel to Betsy Carrison right now. And I'll go back to the dual pane view so we can see the rotational signature. There might be a couple trying to get going here. There's a smaller one kind of outside of the warning, a little bit further to the east on John's Island. Sorry, I didn't have that in frame. Sorry about that. And then we have the second one that is showing up here, that the tornado warning is on. That is broadening out just a little bit, but we can still see that inflow notch, and we can still see that spin in the atmosphere there. So again, let me check everything here. And so I'm just taking a look at the chats. Thanks to everybody for joining us again. Jared Smith here, Carolina Weather Group, Charleston Weather at CHSWX, at Carolina WX Group. We are busy this evening. We have been busy all day. Tidal flooding, followed by freshwater flooding, followed by tidal flooding, followed by tornadoes. So we just can't catch a break here, it seems like. And the area of concern is approaching is going to be approaching kind of the west side of this little western peninsula-ish kind of thing of Wadmalaw, getting close now to it's going to be getting to Maybank Highway in the next 15 minutes or so, right around here. So let me zoom this out a little bit, and I'm going to reposition for the Instagram folks. I'm going to reposition this a little bit. And again, we're just trying our best, just trying our best with what we got here. But you can see there's your center of circulation right there. Certainly some heavy rain, and this would be a situation in which you would not be able to see the tornado. Obviously, one, because it's night, two, because it's doing a heavy rain. And so that'd be rain wrapped regardless of day or night. And we got some really, I mean, if you look at the lightning strikes, let's zoom in on the lightning strikes a little bit. This is really starting to get rocking and rolling here on John's. You can see the frequency of the lightning strikes really ramping up here over the next little bit. So taking a look at the and again, I'm still trying to get I am still trying to get an image of the higher resolution radar that we can use here. I'm trying to get that up and running so we can so we can get everybody looking at this. But taking a look right real quick here, our Instagram folks, the rotation product shows that the peak of the rotation right now is sitting pretty much right over where Bohicket splits into a 4-lane road, and where Betsy Carrison takes over. And again, some of my sources are updating a little bit faster than others, which is always interesting. So if we go down, oh, there it is. So there's your rotation still looks pretty decent here. Um, Over here, as we get as it gets onto the west side of Wadmalaw here, trying to give you some waypoints on that as we just kind of move things around. I move the microphone around a little bit. We just had a lot going on uh, here. So again, that's Highway 700 Maybank Highway. Um, the circulation looks like it's going to cross over Retriever Road in the next few minutes. There is also, let me see, I'm just trying to mouse over some things here, and I'm going to try and hold this. Again, we're just kind of winging this. It's almost midnight, guys. It's almost midnight on Friday night, and unfortunately, you're spending it with me. That's usually never good. But I thank you for spending it with me as we try to, keep y'all informed of what's going on here. This is going to approach Long Creek Road on Wadmalaw. This is going to approach Lazy Creek Lane in the next 15, 20 minutes. So again, let me, I'm going to figure something out with this real quick. I'm going to mount Instagram up, and I'm sorry that you're going to have to probably turn, and we're going to do that. Instagram's going to get a little weird angle here for a minute while I get a tweet out. Kind of is. And so again, the circulation is moving up Bohicket. We'll cross on a Wadmalaw shortly. It's approaching Retriever Road, Rackley Hall Road, and let me just see. And then let's see, that was, I believe, it was Long Creek and Seabrook proper, Seabrook and Kiowa proper. I think y'all can come out of shelter at this point. I think you're. I think at this point the circulation is far enough north of you where we can call that an all clear for those areas. But again, as I kind of maneuver some things here, so this is decidedly a hackneyed operation here a little bit, but we're going to do our best with what we've got. And hopefully this will go. I kind of wish I could share my screen on Instagram, but beggars can't be choosers. So anyway, so we do have the tornado warning that expires. It looks like it's set to expire in the next minute or so, and we'll see if the Weather Service decides to. We need to see if the Weather Service decides to extend this even further. I could see them kind of being on the fence with this. West Ashley, I'm keeping an eye on it for West Ashley, but again, the instability gradient is so sharp that I think that this will probably not be a factor as far as circulations making it to the ground when we get further inland towards West Ashley. So I'm a little bit concerned on that. Liberia Road on Wadmalaw, having a question about that. Let me see if I can't pull that real quick. And again, unfortunately, my GIS is not always hitting on some of the streets here. If you are, it looks like it just crossed over Bohicket. It's let's see if I can't get Liberia. And I wish again I had the kind of the better street view up right now, but we're having some trouble with that. But so again, looks like it's going to run parallel to Long Creek Road. And oh man, yeah, I'm just struggling here with some of the tech at the moment. Unfortunately, we are. But yeah, I would say that if you are in West Ashley right now, and all right, So we've got the decision from the Weather Service. They're going to let the tornado warning expire. You can see on Instagram that the polygon has fallen off the screen, and it will fall off the screen here in a second on our live stream on the Carolina Weather Group. So the Weather Service has allowed the tornado warning to expire, and it's gone. So that is good news. However, that doesn't mean the risk for a tornado is decreasing, but you certainly have some very heavy rain now moving in on Wadmalaw, Johns Island. Rain rates, I mean, the rain rates are kind of ridiculous. We're seeing easily 2 to 3 inches an hour out of these bad boys. So again, we'll want folks to be cautious of this as time goes on. But again, right now, we as Instagram's seeing my face at the moment. I don't think I can very easily show it to you here on my screen here. Let me on the Carolina Weather Group side. Let me just transition that real quick. There still will be some heavy rain. There still be some, a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder at the moment, as you can see. As you're hearing, as a lot of you are hearing right now. So again, the immediate risk of the tornado, spinning up and being an issue seems to be diminishing. There is still rotation on radar, and I'll be keeping an eye on that. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to punt off of this live. You can still go to Waffle House and just watch out for flooding. It's there you go. I'm wearing my Waffle House shirt because I'm supposed to be watching the Padres lose to the Dodgers. But this is duty calls, and happy to do this for y'all. Very happy that we could get this up and running for you guys, and glad that it doesn't seem to be a major issue, at least from the tornado side of things. However, I am certainly concerned about continued risk for flash flooding this evening. There is the potential for additional spin-ups over the next couple hours. The threat is going to move up the coast over the next couple hours again, and it's going to be pretty well confined to the coast. So that being said, there's no formal tornado watch or anything in effect. And again, the chances of something spinning up and touching down are extremely low. However, that being said, keep your phone close. Keep it off of Do Not Disturb so you can hear that alert come through just in case. If you have a weather radio, this is a great time to make sure that is up and running. And so, let's make sure that is up and running. Let's make sure that's working well. And hopefully, with any luck, we'll be able to get through the night without too much trouble. But again, going back to the radar here, it is put this back in motion here for a second. You're going to see that big old swath of rain headed into West Ashley, heading over Johns Island right now. James Island, you're about to take it on the chin again. We've already had 4 to 5 inches of rain on James Island so far today. We've had 3 to 4 inches of rain on Edisto. Plus, we had an 8-foot tide tonight, and so Edisto, there were businesses being inundated with floodwater. So again, this is going to be something that we're watching. I think if there's one good thing is that these are moving. So I'm happy to see that. Let me. Sorry, Instagram, you're looking at my iPad, and I'm not putting it in motion for you. So yeah, there you go. Maybe one day Instagram will let us do a proper stream, but today doesn't look good, and tomorrow doesn't look good either, alas, because Instagram tries to be everything except useful. So again, we're watching these thunderstorms go up, and yeah, these are going to be loud. Again, thunder is louder at night. That's a fun thing. There's an inversion, something called a nocturnal inversion. You have a layer of warm air aloft, and that kind of ducks the sound waves from the thunder. So that's why it sounds louder. That's why it sounds more rumbly. Little science there before we sign off this evening. So again, what we're going to go ahead and do at this point is go ahead and sign off here. Again, we have a flood watch in effect until 2 a.m. Not anticipating any additional tornado warnings right now. If that changes, we'll let you know, and we will jump back on here. But now for the Carolina Weather Group in Charleston Weather at CHSWX, I'm Jared Smith. Y'all have a lovely evening and try to get some sleep. I think that is the best thing that we can do for all of us right now. Take care, everybody.